Oh, you hit her car?
No, I didn't hit her car. I hit my stop sign. I said, "This is a stop sign."
We're on our way to our business meeting. We were able to kind of chill and go later because our Hebrew teacher is sick. Feels a little bit like a vacation. Morning.
Morning again.
I got to use my big girl voice yesterday as the crossing guard.
And today.
Oh, you got to yell at people?
Yeah. This chick, like, I held it. She's pulling out of a parking spot on foot right here. She has a good 5 seconds to see the stop sign. It's like I'm standing like right here. This car comes like right here.
Oh, you hit her car?
No, I didn't hit her car. I hit my stop sign. I said, "This is a stop sign." What if I had been letting kids cross from that direction? She wouldn't have seen them.
They would have gone.
I feel like I might have missed my true calling. Maybe I'm supposed to be crossing there. Keep up the good work. Good morning. Yeah.
To be a terrorist now, you be careful.
We are just finishing up our business meeting. We organized an upcoming trip and we planned out a meal and invitation schedule for a biblical holiday that's coming up. But I think probably one of the most important things that we really had to like discuss was Dove wants an iPod. And we've tried this in the past. In fact, I gave her one for Christmas a couple years back and it didn't work out very well. So that ended up being the iPod for the kids, but now she's using it so much that she wants another one just for herself, and she has enough money to buy it. But Cami and I had to talk through, like, that's a really tough decision for us. On one hand, we want our kids to know how to use these tools and to communicate to other people and to be fluent in this technology. On the other hand, we're giving our kids this portal to this whole alternate universe that it's really hard to know how to control that. An iPod is like, you know, it's games, it's social media, it can be the internet, it can be a TV with like YouTube, and I think it would have a huge impact on our family to introduce something like this into a kid's hand, and we're not really sure like what the result or impact of that is on our goals and our togetherness. One thing's clear that we agreed on: it would be a huge change on our family. Ultimately, we decided that we're gonna let her do it. We're gonna let her have the iPod, but with some restrictions. We're gonna allow Instagram, texting, music, and email on there. And we were like going back and forth, like, what about the whole internet? And we're like, well, that, like, or YouTube, and that's like
Taking it to another level.
Yeah, or even games. So we're gonna lock it down in that way. The Instagram, texting, and music and email, I think is more like it's a communication thing, which I know in Instagram you can get lost and you know you can kind of use it like a TV.
It's more limiting than YouTube.
And it has its own filtering in a way that unfettered access to the internet doesn't have. But I think the biggest question was, do we have rules on the hours of usage or the location of usage? Is she allowed to use it in her room 24 hours a day? And I think we decided that we are okay with that. And what we're gonna expect in the beginning is for the first couple weeks or months to not see our teenager anymore. There's gonna be this time period where this type of technology, which is extremely addicting, is gonna suck her away from our family and change our family as we know it right now. We both have unrestricted access to our phones, and we've had to learn how to work through that and choose what we think is better over the ease of these devices. And we want to help coach our kids and Dove through that, even though in the beginning I think it's going to feel like loss of control, loss of relationship.
we made a mistake.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna say, hey, these rules are subject to change. We believe as long as you live under our house, we have to make the rules that we think are in the best interests of the child and the relationships, and even the other kids. So I don't mind changing my mind on it. We just want to let her know up front before she buys it. But it's going to be hard going back, I think, after this in a way.
I think Ben and I are exploring more freedom for ourselves in like our own life, and it's kind of being naturally, it's trickling down to our kids. Our parenting style is starting to change a little bit, especially with the older kids. We're giving more freedom. Restrictions aren't always the best way to go. And sometimes you need to give your kids, especially as they get older, more and more freedom to basically deal with themselves.
And I'm like really against technology, you guys. Like, I hate the idea of our teenagers texting other kids instead of hanging out with their brothers and sisters. But it just kind of like we were talking about in yesterday's video about porn, I've even had to say technology is not bad. It's not a sin. I don't think it's always the best. I don't think it solves our problems. I don't think it's optimal. But we have to learn how to use it and let other people come into their own convictions even. But I think this topic, to me, this was the perfect case for this business meeting because it's a hard decision and I didn't want to think about it. And I'm more likely to say, no, kid, no iPod, or yeah, fine, here you go, and just hand it over.
Yeah.
I feel like we worked through something together and I feel like we used all of like the best of both of our equipment and programming and personalities to come up with an answer for now that we're happy with, you know?
Yeah.
And it was hard and I'm not like 100% happy, but I think we wouldn't have done that if we were like, if we didn't have this meeting or this time slot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we gotta go. We have spent all morning and more than that working on this new intro, which actually you guys have been watching for the last couple days. But this is what Seven and the kids worked on.
Well, Eden did the drawing.
So this is Eden's drawing right here that she did, okay.
And Seven like edited it. Well, he made the song.
Okay, so he did this little musical ditty here. This is the audio track. You can see it right there, which sounds like this. And that was all done on this machine right here, right?
Yep.
So then I spent all morning refining this, which it's 2 o'clock now. I started at around 10.
Yeah, and
So
but
I'm
Seven
about
was
4 as
about
I'm
to
doing.
go to bed when there was just this drawing part. And so he was about to go to bed last night. I was like, what the heck? Because Dada said we needed to get it done by 9. People with this clip were not cooperating. They kept on going inside and not wanting.
So there was a lot of drama. Okay, there was a lot of drama around this because this was one of the kids' goals. And it was like a firm deadline goal. Like I said, it needs to be done by Monday and then Tuesday at 10 a.m. And by last night at like midnight, it wasn't even like started yet. This is actually really important because there was a lot of interpersonal conflict with this. And one of like, there's this list of, I think Princeton and Harvard both did them, but it's like what constitutes an educated person. And on this list is like the ability to push your idea forward, the ability to work well with others, the ability to work independent. So I was watching this whole like train wreck unfold last night. Cammy and I both were, and we're like, this is not gonna be done. And we said there's gonna be a pretty like steep consequence, because this is like all the kids are doing for like school, you know? Like this week, this is like the only assignment we gave them.
Eden, at like 10 or 10:30, Eden's like, I'm going to bed. Eden kind of did her job, but
Well, each of the kids think that they did their own job.
So
But the
she
thing
did,
was the
and then-
project wasn't done.
And then Seven said, I'm going to bed. And then Dove was like, what? You can't go to bed yet. It's not done. And I told her what I would do if I were you, Dove, is I would plead with your brother to keep going and help him out as much as possible. And I think that's what happened, but...
So then I just spent 4 hours fiddling with it, which seems like a long time for one, what is this, a 7-second clip? But we're gonna be showing it every day, and it's gonna save us a lot of time with like having to do these time lapses, which I feel like have got a little bit redundant, and they're very time intensive and hard drive intensive. And this actually I think does a pretty good job of capturing our family for people that don't know what this vlog is about. And I'm actually really proud of it now. So what I did was I changed these clips. I added the birth clip, and then I kind of formatted this with this scene of Bellevue in the background. And I think it gets all the information that we want to get across in a very short amount of time. I think it's entertaining. I'm proud of it as just a piece of art that I did and that the kids did. So, a lot of work. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I definitely think it could be better, but I think it's good.
How do you think it can be better?
Well, I think it should be shorter and not really have as much clips of what happened.
Right now, the kids' assignment is to come up with 3 specific ways that each of them individually could have made this project better in regards to working with each other. And I'm not doing this so they share with me, I'm actually doing it so they can share these ideas with each other, because I think this is the most important thing from this is learning how to work together.
The intro better instead of arguing and wasting time and making it worse than before.
It's 6 o'clock. It's been kind of a long day with just trying to get this vlog intro done and this episode done. And I had a phone call with, I guess it was my old sponsor now from 12-step groups, a guy named William, who has helped me for a lot of years. And the tensions were actually like pretty high around here today. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know if I lost my cool, but I got pissed at some of the older kids. I threw them outside, not literally, but I would have. I've done it in the past. And I was just like, just go, you know, get out of here. Like, I just feel like there's been a lot of complaining. I didn't really know how to deal with it, but I do know that my best parenting isn't gonna come from that type of energy. So I need to wait till I cool down, and I don't wanna make any big decisions right now. But man, I've been a little bit frustrated myself. So we didn't go running. I don't know what's going on tonight. And now it's time for dinner.
We're heading over to Ben's parents' house for dinner.
Smells like focaccia bread.